Well, let me say this because everybody won't know what Simon Bright is.
Simon Bright is it's one of the projects, public housing complex we have here in Kinston, and
it's the hood.
It's the hood, and it's 3 projects on one street, Bright Street, Simon Bright, Richard Green, and Carver Courts. And right across the street from Carver Courts is the police station. Carver Courts had their own, every project had their own playground equipment.
They did. I don't know if they're still up there.
No, they took them up. I think it was strategic for whatever reasons, but they took the playground equipment up forward, so the children don't have anywhere to play.
They don't want them to go outside,
right?
Basically, they don't want the little kids outside playing.
Carver Court had their own full court basketball goal, and across the street from Richard Green and Simon Bright is elementary school called Southeast. This is the south side of Kinston, and it's court. They got 8 goals out there, and so we went there to ball out, and there were playground equipment there for the school, but we always utilized it. It's just in our culture as far as ballers are concerned. The young people, when we were young, we got out there early in the morning. We kind of had our own AAU league at the time. Mitchell Wooten had their own basketball court and their own center. So we had socials. We had rooms where we could go in that had pool tables and games and the Pac-Man and all of that kind of stuff. On Saturdays and Sundays, we go in there. We had a little dance contest after we looked at Soul Train. Everybody trying to do their little Soul Train moves that they saw. And so it was a togetherness during football season. Guys played the ups and downs. We did our cheerleading. We was always, from 0 to 100 could go out the Holloway and have a good time. There was always something going on out there. We had summer camps out there, basketball. We had 2 fields out there, Little League, adults, industrial league was out there balling out. They have an outside basketball goal as well as indoor gym. And they had arts and craft out there for the older people. And so this was just a community that we always had something going on. The policing here, getting back to the conversation with the previous police chief, I told him that we didn't have any problems, and we didn't. One of the things I think that they need to implement is to start recruiting local people right out of high school that they can go in and invest in them that want to be in law enforcement and pay for them to get their certificate, because they're investing in the community. They're from here. They know how people act and think here. And one of the things they did back then in the 70s is they had policemen to live in the projects. Right in front of my house, I can look at my door to Lieutenant Kuntz's door. He raised his whole family there. The guys, the worst thing that they did was shoot dice. They out there shooting dice.
So versus now and then, how do you think the police interact?
I think they need some public relations skills. One of the things I think needs to be done is this city is still racially divided. We're really close to 80% Black African American in our demographics, but we only have, I think I was told we have almost 200 police. I didn't know we had that many, but we only have about 30 Black police officers. And most of them that are young and relevant, that have a good rapport, they're off the streets and they're at the schools. So I think that we need to get the police out of the schools, for one, and create some jobs and have a security officer. You know, that's what they did in Jersey. My uncle was one at a school campus, and he supervised about 4 PS schools up there. And so that takes the children from getting into trouble over some little frivolous fight, because it is the KPD that is doing this investigation, and then your child gets in the system and they could be 5 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, and so that is playing into the pipeline of prison entry. We don't have any policemen from Kinston or Lenore County, and they don't know the people and the people don't know them. A lot of racial things, like I said, public relations training need to be done.
What type of training do you think they would? How do you think the police deal with their frustrations from the job?
I just had a situation with my godbrother just moved here, where he came here to check on his brother from the West Coast. They took the stick out and broke his window with him and his wife in there, and could have caused damage, and only because of the lack of public relations and this, you're a black man, you're automatically a criminal. This mindset has to go. That just happened 30 days ago.
What do you think they could do different in their training? I mean, as far as Kinston, what type of facility is it for KPD here, and how do they rehabilitate? Where do they go? Do they have? I mean, I'm thinking, because I would think the boxing gym would be a plus for them as well.
It would be.
They don't have a facility like all the other police police departments have. Some of them have. They have track. They have basketball goals. They have places where they can work out and train or whatever like that, and box with one another, or handle their frustrations a little better, and perhaps even with them being to the gym at the same time, they could possibly run into a young man that they could mentor. They could just lend a helping hand to encourage them to do right or put them on the right path. So what do you think?
I think that's an excellent idea for them to be exposed to boxing, something that, it's all about self-control, your mindset, and then you are interacting with the public that you're supposed to be serving, and so you bring some humanity into it, amongst other things that you will be having other classes there that will help them react. I should say act instead of react in a violent way that could bring danger to somebody, as we see